Hello, everyone. My name is Chris. I'm the creative director from Brown Sparrow, and in today's episode, we're going to go over how to make modifications to your website through the backend. Now, just want to remind you that you do not have to make any changes yourself. You always have the option to reaching out to us. Most of our clients, each client has unique circumstances, but most of our clients fall under our hosting plan where you can send requests for us to make changes to the site, and we do not charge a fee. Again, you just have to reach out to us to find out if that scenario is new, but most of our clients do fall under that scenario where they can outsource change orders to us and we don't charge a fee. All right, so to get to the back end of your site, you're going to go to a website called Site Modify. That is the app, a quote unquote, that allows you to log into the back end of your website. So I highly recommend that you bookmark that URL so it's just easy for you to remember to jump back in. So once you get to the backend site login page, you're going to put in your username and password. You should have already set this up in the beginning with us. If not, reach out. We'll definitely let you know what it is. And if you don't have one, we'll create one for you. So you're going to log in. And as you're logging in, you're going to be taken to your site dashboard. Your site dashboard is going to have general information about your site. So here you can see that your site is published. You can have access to quick analytics. If you have forms on your site, it gives you quick information about who's been sending forms to your site, when they sent it, and general information about it. All this information can be exported out. If you have a store or blog or both, you're going to get access to the quick launch buttons for those aspects of the website. And these are just going to take you to the back-end version of the store or the blog, depending on which functionality you have built into the site. And without further ado, let's log in fully to the site. So we click on the edit button and we're going to wait till it load. Depending on which browser you use, will determine how long it takes the browser to load up the editor. Chrome is the fastest, then Firefox, then Safari. So once your website is loaded, you can tell that your website is fully loaded because you're going to see your website as is published, and you're going to see two bars. You're going to see a black bar and the sidebar. The top bar, the black bar, is just the site view. So you're going to have access to the different versions of your site and get to preview them. So let's see here. There we go. And then you're going to have the republish. That for you, that means save and publish your work that you approve to be live and visible to the internet. And then I would click on the info tools bar. That's how you jump into your site analytics. The other twos, it's not really pertain to you. You should really just be, if you're going to use this bar, I would just jump at the stats bar to get to access to your analytics. We definitely have a video that centers around the stats of your for your website, so feel free to check that video out because it dives in more on that topic. And on the sidebar, we have what I like to call the overall site buttons. And so we have design. In the design section has global design, which means you want to make a change or a rule to affect the entire website all at once by default. Then you have the pages button. Pages buttons will show you all the pages that exist on your site, and it's a way for you to be able to either make certain changes. Maybe you want to rename a page, maybe you want to update the SEO, maybe you want to hide a page, maybe you want to rearrange the orders of the pages. That's how you get to there. And widgets, if you're not too familiar with what they are, think of them like little apps. Those are the function. We've programmed different functionalities into widgets just to make it easier for you. So that's how you can add new text boxes, new images, new icons. Maybe you want to build a gallery. Maybe you need a button. Maybe you want to create a new a form. Instead of you doing hard coding, we just converted those things into widgets, which will then generate the function that you're looking for. And I'm going to go into greater details. Let me just run through this. Content. This is general website information. So your business information you can have here. Depending if you're relying on Google Maps, you have access to that information. You can pump into Google Maps. Business images just really means the brand images you want to be associated with your website. Mainly people put their logo in there. Site content is probably where you might find yourself in the most if you're really diving deep to the back end of your website. Manage images, that means every single image that you've uploaded in the website backend gets stored here. And manage file, similar concept. Any PDF document, Word document that you upload into the site that you want to share to the public is all stored in here. Then, like again, we have the e-commerce system. Not going to go over that. We have a separate video. And your blog system. Not going to go over that because this template, it's not technically set up, but we do have a separate video that goes into the basics of how to make changes to your blog. And the settings button. I would suggest not really going in here. You can, these are a little bit more techie, kind of like changes to your website. You can, if you're not sure what you're doing, you can kind of like make your website inaccessible. So kind of would recommend you staying out of this section. You're probably going to be sticking into the first three, and you're probably going to find yourself using the first two buttons, the second and the third button, the most pages and widgets. All right, so that is the general information about the backend of your site. Now, how do you make changes to your site? Well, your site is considered like a drag and drop system. And so, let's say you're scrolling down, you want to change this image, right? Every section of your site has a row and a column, depending on the layouts. When you hover over a section, you're going to see a blue outline that tells you what part of that page that you have the ability to make a change, or what element lives or widget lives in that section of the page of the website. So for this scenario, we are in this row, and this image of this pigeon lives in this row. So when I click on it, if I want to make a change to it, I would click on the image and click on replace, and then I can see all the images that I've ever uploaded into this website. So maybe I want to go back to this image here. I can click that. I can scale it, position it, and there you go. And now when it comes to text boxes, you're going to see that this little box is here. When you click on it, you're going to be, you might have to update the widget. Just go ahead and update it really quickly. It takes a few seconds. You can click on update all updates. Once you do that, then you can click on the text box and you can make changes, right? So you can, let's say we're going to say a better right? That's how you can make simple changes. Yeah. Now, depending on the section and how it's structured, it's going to give you different types of options. So in this section, we have that this was like a 3-column system. So we can make a change here for this title. Then we can make a change here. We can make a change to this form box here. We can, there's an image here, so then we can click on this. So really it depends on how each row is structured. Will show you how you can make a change to that section, right? So we scroll down more, you can see maybe I want to change this image. You can see the mailbox images here, upload it. Now if you want to upload something new, you would click on the upload button and upload that image. Maybe it's from your desktop or downloads folder. You would just go where the image is and you would just upload it. Okay, and so let's say we want to make some dramatic changes. So I'll open the widgets button and say I want to add a new text, right? I don't want to use this text here. And so you'll drag it, wait till you see where it says insert here. That lets you know that the website is ready to accept your new system change. So it says insert there, now it's done. And in this scenario, I'm able to add dummy text. See, new paragraph. Ready to start. There we go. Right, see, look, just added a new text, and I can highlight it, make certain paragraph changes, so it can make it in line. By default, we have this font, can change the size of it. Can you go into the color section? You can do recent color. You're not limited to these colors. You go to more colors and you can make different colors. So you can see that you can, once you start playing around with the site editor, you get a little bit more familiar and you're going to be able to make changes to the site. It's going to come a little bit more natural to you, right? But there's definitely a learning curve, especially if you're not sure how that section was set up, for you to make changes. So maybe I want to add a new image. I'll drag and drop the image widget, and now allows me to upload a new image here. And so let's say I did all that and I'm ready to publish. We click on republish, which is saving the site and then pushing the new data up. Once you get this check mark, you click on the URL here, which is going to be a website address, and then you should see the changes on your site. So this is live, and look, the new paragraph, the new text is here, the new image is here. And maybe if you want to make a change, now I can say, okay, that image is a little too big, I want to shrink it. I click, I drag, I shrink, I say, okay, that's a little bit better. I click on republish. Again, it's saving and then pushing the new information. You can click on the URL here, and remember to exit the oldest tab. You should scroll down, and there you go, new changes here. Now, some of our clients, what they'll do is maybe we have like this section, and maybe this is a section where a client does a lot of updating. And so we build a section to make it easier for them to make changes and while still keeping the design consistent. So we made the changes here. So maybe you want to change this image to something else, right? So it's like, okay, maybe there's an event or something. So you made it, you upload your image and you can make changes here. And when you publish that section still in line with the design. It doesn't look like it just came out of nowhere and throwing off the cohesiveness of the site, right? So depending on how involved you want to be a site, we can create certain elements on the site to make it a little bit more friendly, but or make it a little bit easier for you to make changes. But if you're making simple changes, maybe you need to change a certain language in the site, maybe your bio updated, or maybe you're adding a new rule or something, you just want to make a quick change, you have the ability to do that. But if you're making big site changes, you might want to collaborate with us to make sure that it looks well at the end of the day. One last thing you can note is that if you made something wrong or completely ruin it, that by default our site editor is saving your website. So we should have the ability to go back and reverse any changes if you made to your website. I will say this: if you think you're going the wrong path or you're making a mistake, and stop what you're doing and just reach out, because if you keep making changes, eventually there's going to be a cutoff point where we're not going to be able to go back and reverse the changes. So if you think you made a mistake or you don't like the direction, just stop there, reach out to us, send an email, or give us a call, and we'll go back, revert back to particular point in time, and then we can start from there. Or like we mentioned before, you can just send us the work order and just say, hey, just make this banner, make this flyer, or just make this pop up for us, and what have you. And that's really about it. We could spend almost an hour or two going over the different elements and the ins and out. We're happy we offer a one-on-one kind of like training service. If you're interested in, just reach out to us. We'll let you know the different prices for the one-on-one training. If you really want to be independent and just making changes and not really rely on us too much, because maybe you have so much going on so often and it might be a little bit too overwhelming, you believe, by sending it out to us. So definitely just reach out to us if you need help, or if you want a one-on-one training on how to make a lot of changes to your site without the need to kind of like outsource things. And that's going to do it about for today's episode. I hope you find this video very helpful. Again, you can always reach out to us, send us an email. You can also make a one-on-one appointment. Just visit our website. We have the connect chat with the designer button there. You just click there, register, and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll just figure out your best options. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day.